All right, I'd like to call the meeting of the Richmond Exempted Village School District back into regular session. And the first item is the approval of the agenda. So it is recommended the Board of Education approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Mr. Wheaton with the motion.
I'll second.
Mr. Wells with the second. Roll call.
All right, Mr. DeFull?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Wooten?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes. All right. Superintendent's report, you want to do that first? And then
Sure. Thank you. Well, January is Ohio School Board's Board Member Recognition Month. It's a time to express our gratitude for our school board members who serve and make a difference in our schools and community. Each of you brings invaluable insight, commitment, and leadership to shaping our education in our district. Your hard work and dedication often goes unrecognized, which is very true. But tonight, I'm pleased to present this certificate and a token of appreciation to each of you, and thank you for all of your work and support of our teachers and students.
Aww. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Superheroes. You guys are prepared, yes?
The marble socks.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I don't know how to walk. Now we get one.
That's all I have, Mr. Zimmerman.
Catch.
Thank you.
All right.
Now we're stalling.
The dates and times for work session meetings of the Board of Education is the next item on the agenda.
Thank you. I am proposing in this section for your consideration the plan of having standing work sessions each month as opposed to committee meetings for each of the board committees. So instead of a committee meeting for finance each month, curriculum each month, finance each month, facilities, etc., personnel, I'd like to propose that we consider doing a work session each month. It's just a standing work session. The Monday, the dates are listed, it would be the Monday prior to the board meeting each month, and then anything that we have that needs consideration or needs to be put on the board agenda, we can discuss at that work session. They would be public meetings, so there would be a chance for public participation at the end of each of those meetings. But it gives, for me selfishly, it gives me a chance to work closely with the Board of Education, and it also gives us a chance for all 5 board members and Mr. Pritchard and I to talk about the same things at the same time, hear everything, and have any of our discussions and presentations by the committees all in one meeting.
So we'll do the motion and second and then we can have discussion. Does that sound good?
Definitely.
Okay. All right, it is recommended the work session meeting of the Board of Education in Richmond Exempted Village School District be held on the following dates: February 10th, March 10th, April 14th, May 12th, June 9th, July 14th, August 11th, September 8th, October 13th, November 10th, and December 8th, 2025 from 4 to 6 p.m. each month. The Treasurer CFO is directed to give proper notice of the date, time, and place and purpose of all special meetings pursuant to Revised Code 121.22. Can I get a motion for that?
So moved.
Mr. Wells with the motion. I'll second it. Discussion.
The exception would be the athletic council meeting, correct? Would not be a part of this.
Correct. The athletic council is a board committee, is a board committee, but it takes place during the day, the first thing in the morning. Most of the members, many of the members of that are teachers, school district staff and personnel, so we could still have that meeting separate and the rest of the board committees would be folded into the work session.
What about business advisory? No, that's more of a superintendent anyway, so
It's not a,
that's separate.
right,
That and safety committee.
and safety committee would be separate, they're not board committees then.
And the experience is other school districts are doing this. Can you just kind of share a little bit about that and what others are doing?
Sure. Some districts do this, some do committee it kind of depends on the belief or the ability of the board to meet at different times. When there's a Board of Education that can meet mostly all together because of work commitments in the evening, to have a committee meeting, which you really should every month for each committee, or standing time to do that. It's 6 evenings. So in those districts, sometimes the Board of Education, the superintendent and treasurer decide that a work session would be a more cohesive way to do this versus spreading it out over 6 evenings. And then there are other districts that do committees, and they meet all day and have their committees just run consecutively all day long, because their board members can be there all day, during the day. So it really is up to what works for the Board of Education. I'm proposing that we try it. If we don't like it, we can go back to standing committees.
And the other benefit is you all hear the same message versus just having 2 on each committee, right?
Correct. I think that's probably the biggest benefit.
And if need be, if we need to have an executive session or public participation or something like that, we can add that to the end of the agenda or wherever in the agenda. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, I, for one, appreciate the planfulness of it so that we can accommodate our work schedules, because that was sometimes challenging between even just a couple of us to get there at the same time.
Any other thoughts? Okay, roll call.
All right. Mrs. Durant?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. DePaul?
Yes.
All right, so you want to do the recognition and awards?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So like always, the most inspiring part of our agenda is the Beth Webster Leading Lion Award. Our Associate Principal, Mr. Kozlowski, will come forward and present tonight's award.
Good evening, everybody. I prefer a little statement here. I am writing this to my sincere appreciation for Gabe Kellum and the invaluable contribution she has made throughout her career at New Richmond School District. Having had the pleasure of working with her in various capacities, I've had the opportunity to witness firsthand her dedication, professionalism, and exceptional work ethic. She doesn't know how to stop. Currently serving in multiple roles at New Richmond Middle School, Gabe consistently goes above and beyond. Whether handling matters in the office or serving as the middle school athletic director, she manages every task with remarkable poise, enthusiasm, and attention to detail. Her positive attitude and eagerness to assist make her an absolute delight to work alongside. I've watched Gabe take on every challenge with both tenacity and grace, always striving to ensure the best outcomes for her team and the students. Her ability to navigate complex situations while maintaining a level of kindness and composure truly sets her apart. I think the most valuable, the thing that I like to see, is how hard she works with our kids. She checks all middle school athletic grades, discipline, calls them in on top of doing everything the else ask her to do. To me, that's the sign of an exceptional educator and someone who should be involved with your schools. And Gabe, she doesn't stop. I wish I had a quarter of her energy. She was late coming up here because our concession stand was getting swamped, and she wanted to help for a few more minutes before she came up. It's just a perfect example of what we get from Gabe. And this year, she's been a blessing to have in the office and to work with. So she is our leading lion from the middle school this month. Here you go.
Come over here. I have to say that every time I'm in the middle school, I'm a former middle school teacher. I love seeing you in the office, because every time I'm in there, if there is a child anywhere near the office, they are treated lovingly and it's just a nurturing way, and funny, and so I think they just feel loved, and it means a lot. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Will you
Thank you.
Yeah, just a picture taken.
I'll stand behind you.
Okay.
Be in front.
I'm actually taller than you. I can stand right here.
Thank you.
Good, thank you. Thank you
Congrats.
guys.
Congratulations.
Good job, Ray.
Now go back to work.
Nothing was submitted for public participation, so we'll skip to committee reports. We have Grant Career Center.
Hold on a second, I gotta open it up. We had our organizational meeting last Thursday night, right before our regular meeting. Let's see, we swore in some new board members. One of them being Todd, on the board up there for a year now.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah, thanks.
The other one is from Williamsburg. I get my notes up here. Charles Malcolm from Williamsburg, and then we had an election of officers. Will be the president again this year, and then Andy Nanchuk's vice president. We went through our meeting dates and times, and all the other business you have to do at organizational meetings, completed that. Then we adjourned from that meeting, went into our regular meeting. Had our board recognition also up there, recognizing board members. Had a presentation by our student services director and counselors. Kenny Holtz calls the director of student services. The counselors are Mary Salmon and Carrie Poole. And also they introduced, well, Sonny wasn't there, but Sonny's the therapy dog they have up there that's working with them. Direct services, they provides social and emotional counseling, academic and advisement, college career advisement, and direct small group, large group instruction, goal setting, applications, scholarship assistance, instruction, crisis intervention, work-based learning assistance services they're providing here. They have a list of a bunch of other stuff they want to be able to provide in the future, but they have a pretty good workload going. One of the items the board approved was the $5,000 middle school career development grants for the 4 feeder schools. New Richmond's $5,000. They typically use it for the 8th grade students to assign an SSP coordinator, a student success planning coordinator. They meet with them sometime in the 3rd quarter of their 8th grade school year. Purpose of meetings, go over the courses available to them, make out the students' 4-year plan going into high school, and graduation requirements, go over the pathways to graduation with each kid, including Grant Career Center. Let's see. We were presented the semi-annual bullying report for the first semester of 24-25. 9 reported incidents of harassment. Really, none of them they were investigated. No bullying incidents were reported. Discipline was administered based on the amount of disruption incident caused. We had a first read of several policies that will be updated next month. The other item, a couple other items, we had our 23-24 GAAP audit that was completed by EHM CPA Group, dated December 20th. It's been submitted with the auditor's state office in Columbus. Let's see. The facilities expansion project that we're starting up there remains on track and on schedule. We're waiting on drawings, permitting, and that type of stuff right now. And then the last item I'll mention is the board is going to have a staff appreciation luncheon on March 7th, where the board serves lunch. That's it. Any questions?
That's the only committee report, so human resource items.
Thank you. Acceptance of resignations. We have 1 certified resignation. Certified employees. We have 2 of our teachers who have completed their licensing requirements and are being placed on 1-year limited contracts. Classified employees, we are recommending the Board of Education approve employment of 2 second shift custodians. Substitute classified employees, we have 5 employees recommended for employment for substitutes. We have science and reading reimbursement, 2 additional teachers have completed their science and reading requirements. So we're recommending those actions on A through E.
Okay, it is recommended the Board of Education approve items 9A through 9E as presented.
Also move.
I'll second.
Mr. Wood with the motion, second, Ms. Ward. Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
All right, Mr. Duval?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes. All right, treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mr. Zimmerman. Item A is the minutes from the Curriculum Instruction Committee meeting in December. Item B are the regular board meeting minutes from December. Item C is our financial reports. Mr. Shankland, if you could open cash reconciliation first, thank you. I put this report, this is a report I put up for the Board of Education public view every month. There's a lot of details in the report. What I want to highlight really is, because we're going to get into more and more financial discussions, is this is a quick and easy way to see the cash balance. So if you want to know what the running cash balance is for the entire district every month, it's fine. If you could, Mr. Shankland, scroll down, keep going until you see the bottom right. So you see total balances and total fund balances. What we do is we reconcile what we have in our bank accounts versus what we have in our books, which is our software every month. So those two numbers should match. Either that or we're not balanced. But the number, either one of those numbers is what we in total have as our cash balance currently. That's the most up to date you can get. It fluctuates through the years, we'll spend it down, and then we'll get a big lump sum payment from the state, $3-4 million for real estate or whatever, but it's always fluctuating, but for the most part. And if you really want to know, for the end of the fiscal year, which is the end of June, you can look at that one, and that's always what we have for the whole fiscal year, that's our cash balance. So right now, we're at $12,159,000. So just off the public, and of course, the Board of Education will find it interesting. If you want to keep a tally on that, keep an eye on that. I do, and I look at it every month, so that's what cash balance is right now. Thank you, Mr. Shankland. And then the other would be the board report. This is a report we put up every month as well. This is the 6th month into the fiscal year. Fiscal year runs from July to June. It really, you can look at the percentages in the far right column to kind of see where we are. Revenue is a little tricky again because you get chunks, big payouts. You can't really tell much on revenue other than just the amount. But if you would, Mr. Shankland, scroll down a little bit, we're going to look at expenditures. Keep going to outflows right there. Outflows are good, so you can see on the far right what we spent on what we expected to spend. So some of these are 50, 60%. We want to be right around 50%. Purchase services is 43. Personnel services, which is just salary benefits, is 52%. We're a little high there than what we estimated. Supply materials, 54%. Capital outlay, we had a couple bigger projects than anticipated. That's why it's a little high. Others, 96%. Others going to include some attorney fees and stuff like that, so it's hard to really predict that. But we're pretty much on par with what we thought we would be on our outflows. And that's really something I look at just to see how we're doing and where we expect it to be. So those are two of the really big reports that I want to make sure that you guys, the Board of Education, are aware of. Thank you, Mr. Shankland. Item D is acceptance of donations, which we're always very appreciative of. Item E is a confirming purchase order. This is for some, I think that's for some football equipment. Yeah, I got just a little confusion on when the purchase order was ready. The budget was there, the money were there. We just put the cart before the horse on that one. Item F is the language we need to accept bids for the health clinic and the renovation project in the Richmond High School. On that grant, for the Appalachian grant we received. And that is all I have for the first report.
Okay. It is recommended the Board of Education approve items 10A through item 10F as presented. Mr. Duval with the motion.
Second.
Second, Mr. Wells. Any discussion? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Duval?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. 3-0.
Yes. All right, academic report.
Thank you. Last month, we had for first reading our middle school and high school curriculum guides, and bringing for second reading and adoption the middle school and high school curriculum guides this evening. They're attached in the agenda.
Okay. Upon second reading of middle and high school curriculum guides, it is recommended the Board of Education adopt said guides.
So moved.
I'll second.
Got that?
I do.
All right, any discussion? All right, roll call.
All right. Mr. Zerro?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Fall?
Yes.
All right, communications report.
So with me back here, I'm going to skip the walk to the podium this month, and this video has sound with it. I don't think it's going to work right this second. I think it's going to try to play the sound through the computer. I forgot to change that, so it should not work. Let's hope.
Between the weather and winter break, there have been quite a few quiet days around campus, but here are a few shots from the past month, starting with a variety show put on by the teachers at Monroe Elementary. There were dancing dinosaurs, some fantastic flips, and some high kicks, along with a lot of fun. Some students participated in minute-to-win-it style games, where they had to either build the tallest tower or knock over a tower of cups the fastest. Teachers and students alternated taking the stage at times, but the final act was a cooperative effort where, well, I'll just let the video speak for itself. Up next, we have a few sports updates from our winter athletes. The photos you're seeing here are of our boys and girls swim teams from their home meet against St. Bernard on Wednesday, January 15th. There will be some wrestling shots from that same night later. St. Bernard had 4 total swimmers, so the Lions were able to get a lot of different athletes into the pool and competing in their respective events. In other sports, the boys basketball team is 5-5 overall heading into a game tonight over at the high school against Madeira. They have a league game in Goshen Friday, and the Hall of Fame game is this Saturday against Bethel Tate. Come out and honor all of our Hall of Famers and stay for the banquet where we induct Tyler Anderson, Jim Robinson, Doug Smitty, and Chris Kilgore. The girls basketball team dropped a tough one to C&E last night by 3 points on the road. They're in the middle of a 4-game road swing and won't return home until Batavia on Friday, January 31st, for a varsity doubleheader against the Bulldogs. The boys and girls wrestling teams were home for senior night on January 15th. There were so many seniors and family members that they didn't fit in one photo. Wrestlers from Williamsburg and Western Brown joined the Lions for the tri-match, a good little preview of the upcoming SBAC tournament in Wilmington on February 15th. The Lions battled both teams tough, but dropped a close match to the Broncos 48-29 and fell to Williamsburg 42-36. For the girls wrestling team, that same night, New Richmond junior Charlie Jones won her 100th career match with a quick pin to become the first female wrestler in New Richmond history to hit that milestone. You can see her pose with her coach, Matt Waldman, here, along with some reaction shots of her teammates and some of her family and supporters as well. Congratulations, Charlie. Our bowling teams are rolling along and approaching the league tournament in about a week. The Lions have McNicholas at Cherry Grove Lanes tomorrow, and they head to Wilmington's Royal Z Lanes for the SBAC meet at 9 a.m. on Saturday, February 1st. Finally, the academic team season started earlier this month. You're looking at some pictures from their match today against Batavia at the high school. The Bulldogs have been very good for quite some time, and New Richmond hasn't beaten them since the 2019-20 school year heading into today. Both teams came into this match undefeated. I don't quite know the final score as of this time. Finally, here's a couple upcoming events around the district to keep an eye on. Friday, January 24th, marks the beginning of the Locust Corner Elementary PTO's Readathon fundraiser. That same night, New Richmond Middle School's Blizzard Ball will be held in the middle school gym from 5 to 7 p.m. Speaking of dances, New Richmond High School's Winter Homecoming is coming soon. The dance will be held at New Richmond High School from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. on February 8th. Tickets will go on sale that week. Student tickets are $10, with guest tickets priced at $15. Guest forms are available in the high school office. Any parent interested in donating drinks for homecoming can do so with the link sent out last week. There are a few slots available for soda, lemonade, and water. Thank you.
That's all I have. Okay, thanks. Good job. All right. Next on the agenda is executive session. It is recommended that Board of Education enter into executive session for the purpose of consideration of the appointment, employment, dismissal, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22, paragraph 1.
So moved. One second.
Okay. Roll call.
All right, Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mrs. Story?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Mr. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Zimmerman?
Yes.